trying to groom women to do OnlyFans, and he literally said pimp them out. It's not even like he tried to hide it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's go down into the deep black hole of the Rogan Sphere and see what we can find today. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
Me and you are going to pimp an OnlyFans page.
We're going to pimp. So we're going to be an OnlyFans content creators pimps?
Pimps.
Yeah, let's go out and, groom women to go on OnlyFans and then make money off of them. Is this even comedy, or is he being seriously wanting to groom people to go? What would his wife think? I see a wedding ring on his hand. Why don't she go on OnlyFans and spread her legs for money? How about that?
Or managers or producers, whatever, but pimps is a more accurate word. What we're going to do is we're going to find someone, a fan of ours, who has...
Let's go find a fan who's, vulnerable and weak and find them and then exploit them and put them on OnlyFans and we'll make money off them. That sounds great.
No OnlyFans presence at all.
Very little.
I'd say none.
Well, none. Well, that means do they have a channel? You got to have someone that's...
I think it's better if we take a virgin flower.
Someone who's I've not even thought of doing this, and we're you should.
Oh my God, this sounds terrible. Is this comedy? Is he trying to be funny? Because as of right now, I'm feeling a little disgusted in the pit of my stomach.
Be a whore.
Doing this.
All right, so Bert Kreischer continues to get more desperate since falling off. Now his next big career move is to talk someone into sex work so he can be their pimp, which Tom actually isn't opposed to. He just thinks talking somebody into it probably isn't very appropriate. He'd rather find somebody already involved. But Bert's been floating this idea around to someone that works for him. He seriously asked one of his employees how much he needed to get paid to start an OnlyFans, which creeped out all of his other employees and resulted in a giant fight. So then Bert started freaking out about how he has a content house. He seriously says that this 50-year-old man is calling his house a content house.
No, but take someone who's got a low-key presence.
I think a low-key presence. Okay, I think he's somebody who's already doing it.
Okay.
So that you're not going you should sell your bot. They should be already doing it.
Okay. So we'll take a low-key presence.
Okay.
And then we will simply manage their account.
Okay.
We will help them.
He's serious. This is not a joke. This is not comedy. He's seriously pitching this in front of the world to see. This is stuff that you talk about. Well, if you're a scumbag, this is stuff that you talk about off air with your friend. You don't do it on air because you look like a sociopath trying to groom women to do OnlyFans. And he literally said pimp them out. It's not even like he tried to hide it. He's literally saying pimp them out, which is literally insane to say when people can see you on air. This is going to be all over the internet. Why would you? What is wrong with this guy?
Build a following.
Promote the shit out of them.
The shit out of them. But we take a very small cut.
Okay.
Now, my original pitch was to Rachel, who works in my office. My original pitch, and it got shut down by every woman in here, and I had
Of course it did.
a fucking fight about how this is a content house and this is fucking different than everything you fucking know. I am so tired, Tom, of women talking to me like they're fucking. You know what? It's
equals. I get it.
Do you know what? Okay, hang on.
Yeah, so Bert has a content house, and I think he calls it that because he's been watching a lot of streamers recently, and he couldn't believe how much money they make, and he said he's really impressed with people like Jack Doherty, who's just the worst. Everyone hates him. But of course, Bert thinks what he's doing is brilliant. I mean, Bert has to be one of the only people that's ever said something positive about him. And I know Bert has said a lot of stupid shit over the years, but like this comment says, him calling Jack Doherty a genius has to be one of the top 3 dumbest things he's ever said. And I think Bert might have gotten this OnlyFans manager idea from him because that's what he does. And Bert talks about how much money.
This drunk wants to become 16 again and open up a content house and pimp girls out at his content house while he's sitting there drinking alcohol in the back watching them. What a weirdo. What a weirdo.
Money him and other streamers make. So he might have been inspired by Jack Doherty. How sad is that?
The most brilliant universe that ever existed in the entire world. The group that is Kai Cenat and Drewski and Aiden Ross and Jack Doherty and all these streamers who
Are you calling them the most brilliant people in the history of the world?
do they make? How much does Kai Cenat make? How much did Kai Cenat make?
I don't care what they make. I don't say like.
Buddy, what a cheat code. The guys,
Yeah, I mean,
the guys
it's incredible.
figured out how to
Congrats.
make $160 million a year.
What?
Dude, he makes more money than like.
So I think Bert probably wants to get involved in streaming too, along with the pimp game. You know, since his comedy career is kind of fading, the podcast views are down. He's not selling as many tickets. You know, I don't know how many times people want to pay to see Bert take his shirt off, and it seems like that's all he can come up with.
I'm really not a big fan of Bert. I don't know about you guys, but this is like seriously even more pathetic and depraved. And I honestly don't like this guy even more. Like he does say some, unhinged things that are quite funny sometimes. But other than that, I've instantly lost respect for this dude because he wants to open a 15-year-old's, content house and pimp out girls on OnlyFans so he can record it and watch.
Because now his new bit is to just pay girls to take their shirts off, very original stuff. So Bert decided to pitch the idea of running an OnlyFans account for one of his employees at his content house, but it wasn't received very well.
We're on a podcast. We're going to have to edit it out because someone got uncomfortable. By the way, they're listening to this downstairs and they're fucking getting uncomfortable again. Someone got uncomfortable. Not Rachel. I
Somebody
said,
else.
what's your price point for me to buy your OnlyFans? Where... Like what would be like if I said $100,000 a year, and then we run an OnlyFans for you in the office?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's your buyout? Like, what if it's $500,000 a year? What if it's $1 million a year? Would you? And she was like, "Oh, $1 million a year, yeah." I go, "You got to get naked." And she goes, "No, that's fine, $1 million a year." And then there's so many women in this house, and they're like, "HR violation." And I was like, "Guys, we're creating content. We're not being real right now. She's not really starting a fucking OnlyFans page. We're just creating content." And so I was like, you know what? Fuck this house. Fuck Birdie Boy. I'm taking it to your mom's house. They're fucking outlaws.
And Tom is probably just...
I mean, is he surprised by this? None of the women that work for him signed up to do OnlyFans. That's not what they signed up for. They're like administrators, people that help him get business, managers, people that work behind the scenes with Bert. They didn't sign up to get in some weird content house mill that's churning out OnlyFans girls. Of course they felt uncomfortable and was, wanting to call it like an HR event because this is just insane.
Thinking about how much money is in this. Like Andrew Tate, he made hundreds of millions of dollars doing this kind of thing. And Tom was a fan of his, and he was one of the first people to have him on his podcast. So he definitely realizes there's a lot of money in this. Like also he started that podcast on his network that's hosted by a former Playboy model. And that did pretty well right when it first started, at least. I mean, it's definitely tapered off. But now I think the next step for YMH might be to get involved in the sex work industry. I mean, Bert sounds like he'd probably do most of the work for him. He sounds really excited about this and to go through all the submissions.
I understand that we're kind of turning into producers, but like, what if we took someone, promoted their OnlyFans,
and kind of
manage them?
Yeah,
bring them on the
that's
pod.
An idea.
Bring on the pod. I mean this with humility, but I think I think my career speaks for itself. Mm-hmm. I think the average person running an OnlyFans isn't looking at it as a white space. They're looking at it as...
I think some of these comedians have literally lost their minds because they don't live with normal people anymore. They're around comedians all the time, rich comedians, and they've lost their way. They no longer have been around normal people, and they live in this insane online sphere of streamers and podcasters, and they can't see outside of that reality. So to him, this is like a normal question to ask his administration team if they want to go on OnlyFans, or if any of them that already have OnlyFans would want to be pimped out by him. I mean, this is just, I'm just asking a question. If it's content, right? This is what we do.
Yeah, I just got to send pictures of my tits or my feet. I got to fart in a jar or whatever. I think, do you remember the one in the race car where the girl's tits are jiggling? Mm-hmm. Like, what if we helped her create the content where the tit came out? Like, to create the content that doesn't dick tease you, it sells it. And then you post it online and you go for full video, go to OnlyFans. So yeah, that's my... And
you can already tell that this dude is not bright. Dude, you're talking about this on pod. on the podcast, even if it was an idea that was legitimate, which I think it's not. It sounds retarded and out of touch. I mean, like, he could have talked about, now everyone knows your idea, bro. You just said it to the entire world.
OnlyFans pitched to you.
What do you guys think? How do we field Bert's submissions? Which email, guys?
2bears1cave@gmail.com, and also feel free to DM the YMH Studios Instagram page.
And DM me too. I don't want to see them. Oh, I need to log into them. Yeah.
The YMH Studios email account, and we could just pull submissions from that. You're gonna get bombarded, dude.
I can't wait.
Okay. Okay.
My testosterone is way too high. I'm jerking off twice a day.
So these two are down bad, but somehow over at The Fighter and the Kid, it's an even sadder scene. Like, they recently finally decided to start a Patreon. For some reason, they waited until...
My God, I hate these guys. I really... I don't like... I'm going to be honest. I don't like anyone in the Rogan Sphere. I don't like Rogan. I'm tired of these guys. It's old. It's stale. Like, we need new blood in the comedy scene. I'm sure there's so many new funny guys out there, but can't get on, in front of all of this because you got the Rogan Sphere everywhere. These guys are so, like, worn out and old. I'm tired of it.
They hit rock bottom to start one, and it sounds like they don't know what to do on there. Like, they're just throwing out random ideas, and the only thing Brian can come up with is teaching self-defense classes and flashing his balls. Like, whenever they try to advertise their Patreon to sell it, they bring up how Brian's about to expose his balls on there, and you can see that for only $5 a month. So he's kind of using it as his OnlyFans. I guess these comedians have just run out of ideas, and now they're all getting involved in OnlyFans.
It's uncensored.
Yeah, twice a month fan questions, behind the scenes content.
Dude, we got all sorts of tasty content.
Like me teaching you guys self-defense on Brett.
We're going to put Brian's balls on there finally. People are asking.
Oh my God, this is so pathetic. Who wants to see his balls and doing, like self-defense classes? They've become utterly pathetic. Who wants to see this? This show is so sad. They've got nothing else. Oh my God. That's because they don't live in the real world anymore. So they don't have anything to create comedy with. They live in some weird podcast bro space.
$1 a month.
Speaking of advertising, how about our Patreon?
Am I allowed to show my balls on Patreon?
I did look it up, but it's a tricky territory.
I mean, if I just had my balls sitting out like this for no reason, because I'm trying to air them out, is that illegal on Patreon?
I'm going to ask our Patreon guy, but I'm also going to... I think it's worth just doing.
I don't. Not if it gets Patreon.
This is so weird and bizarre and sad. How pathetic are these dudes? Do people laugh at these guys? I sure as hell don't.
I'm taking down. Definitely ask before we upload
Especially my balls.
But what we would do is that clip that we have of Brian pulling out his nuts where it was blurred out, I think we just upload that clip uncensored.
I don't think we still have the raw of that.
Hey, God. My balls look way better now.
Yeah.
They get bigger with time.
Yeah.
We'll just upload a picture of your nuts on there and be like, this is what we're dealing with.
Good to just show my whole 3-piece set so people can see what I'm working with.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask about the balls thing. And
let's not just upload it and then sabotage the Patreon. That's not worth it.
I mean, they're not going to do it from the get-go, but they'll give us a warning. However, I'm with you. We'll ask them first. So, that and the porn stuff. I think...
Yeah, I wouldn't give these guys a penny if they were the last comedians on earth. Like, I'd rather watch ants crawling up a wall. That's how boring these guys are.
I think we should be good, though.
And that seems like the only thing Brian's excited about doing on Patreon, along with the self-defense classes. But Brendan's making him do a Q&A on there next week, which I don't think he's too thrilled about. I mean, he's completely checked out of this podcast, you could tell. So it's mostly going to be Brendan coming up with stuff to do on Patreon. And obviously, his video ideas aren't much better. Like, he advertises it by talking about how it's going to be uncensored, and he's going to react to these gnarly, explicit videos. Kind of like what Tom Segura used to do on his podcast, which is really outdated now. But of course, Brendan thinks this is something people still want to see. I mean, reaction videos like this were kind of popular years ago. There's a video of Rogan from 17 years ago reacting to disgusting videos. I bet Brendan probably just saw that recently and thought it'd be something he could do for Patreon. Like, he's trying to come up with anything he can. I mean, him and Brian advertise it by talking about how you can see Brian's balls and watch Brendan react to a video of a man getting fucked to death by a horse. That's what they're up to on Patreon.
Speaking of advertising, how about our Patreon?
Oh, dude. Let's get to our Patreon.
Dude, I just...
Be honest. Is anyone really contributing to their Patreon? Are they really contributing to? Are there people that find this amusing? That the only thing they can come up with is showing their old ass balls on camera? This is so pathetically sad, and it's just like the whole space is old. We need new blood.
Did the first fan Q&A?
Did
the first fan Q&A? A lot of great
For Shock
questions. No, for our Patreon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good.
and you got to do the next one, bud.
All right. I'm on it.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, the Patreon is lit, dude, and it's gonna be extra lit because we're gonna bring up Mr. Hands video. We're gonna bring up guys putting peanut butter on their wiener, girls on their vajayjays. That's what we get into
Maybe my
on the
balls.
Patreon.
You never know.
You never know. It's patreon.com/TFATK. You get every show ad free plus extended episodes.
Yeah, so it's hilarious that this is what Brennan comes up with. You know, I think more people will subscribe to see Brian's balls than whatever the hell Brennan's doing on there. But also, Brian might want to get permission from Bobby Lee first. You know, Bobby could think Brian is stealing his exposed balls bit. It's at least more original than Brennan's idea, though. I'll give him that. But it's just so funny to see what these guys are up to. You know, Tom and Bert are trying to find a girl to pimp out. Brian's pimping himself out, and Brennan's watching porn on Patreon. So Rogan needs to get these guys under control. But let me know what you think, and make sure.
No, Rogan doesn't need to get these guys under control. Rogan needs to just get rid of them completely and himself. I never want to see any of these guys again. They're stale. They're old. They have no original ideas. We need new blood in the comedy scene. I'm sure there's a ton that are touring and doing different things like that. They're just not exposed enough online. We need to put them in the forefront and kick these guys out. Stop supporting these guys. It's pathetically sad. I mean, like, these guys are corny. Tell me they're not corny. They are the biggest cornballs, and they are like they're getting old and pathetic too. Some of them, like, they're getting in their 50s. Like, we need some young folk that are funny and that want to make good content online. Anyway, what do you guys think in the comments? You think this is pathetic and depraved like I do? Let me know.